You want to support Roland Martin Unfiltered? Be sure to join our Bring the Funk fan club. Every dollar that you give to us supports our daily digital show. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real as Roland Martin Unfiltered. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered daily digital show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. You can make this possible. Folks, in a recent article for The Nation, Justice correspondent Elie Mystal wrote, the United States needs to be treated like the racist pariah state that it is. He joins us right now. Elie, what's up?
That was a heck of a time, wasn't it?
Yeah, you sort of
like that.
Just cut right to the chase here. So it's interesting because Senator Tim Scott the other day said that, that he doesn't believe in systemic racism in America, but he said there are pockets of racism in America.
Yeah, he's wrong. I think he knows he's wrong in his heart. Of course, this country experiences systemic racism. This is a racist country. I don't see no honest person, I don't think, can look at how this country operates and how it's operated for 400 years.
Hold tight 1 second, Elie. Hold on. There's like a huge clicking sound as you talk. It's like a constant clicking. Okay, so it might be your headphones. So let's just do this here.
All right, sorry. This a little bit better?
No, it's still clicking. So all right, so I have no idea why is that clicking. So let's do this here. Are you talking through the Bluetooth on the headphones?
I am not. I am talking through my computer mic.
Okay, so let's do this.
Usually works.
All right, guys, let me know what we should do. How about you take the headphones off and talk, and let me see if that fixes the problem. Let's go ahead and talk, because I want to make sure that we hear you. Now go ahead and talk.
All right. Can you hear me?
Clicking has gone away. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just can't. Now the problem is that I can't hear you very well.
Oh, don't worry about it. You just talk. So do this here. Okay, do this here. You go ahead and talk, and then when you finish talking, I'll ask you the next question.
All right, let's do that. Okay, so
hold on. That's better right there. That's whatever you just did there. That's better.
My point for the article was.
Go ahead.
For the article was simple. I was trying to really hone in on the fact that the world has seen this kind of country before, right? We are not the first racist country. We unfortunately will not be the last racist country. The world, when it realizes that a country has really kind of like gone, fallen away from the pack, the world tends to have a response to that. We saw it with South Africa, right? We saw it in most of our lifetimes. We saw the international moral suasion brought to bear on the racist apartheid state of South Africa. South Africa is free now, mainly because of the tireless work of Black South Africans who refuse to let their dignity be stripped from them. But it's also because of the moral suasion of the international community. It's also because South Africa was banned from the damn Olympics, right? Also because South Africa was economically divested from. It's also because people boycotted companies who did business in South Africa. And at a moment where we see George Floyd, Black Lives Matter protests springing up, sparking up all over the world, if the world gets to the point where it's willing to divest from America the way the world was once willing to divest from South Africa, that's the special sauce. That could be the nitro to the Black Lives Matter movement really getting structural change happening in this country.
Well, so that particular point is important, and the problem is, in fact, in just a moment, the next guest, I'm going to talk about how the United States has used back channels to get these African nations to back off of their call for the UN's top human rights body to launch a scrutiny to the United States. Here's the reality. In this country, we want everybody else to get their stuff together, but America has never liked when somebody looked at us. I remember when one of the Chinese presidents came here and he met with President George W. Bush, and he was highly critical of race in the United States. He basically was saying, how in the hell y'all gonna call us out for our human rights violations when how you treated black folks for all of these years in America?
One of the big differences, I think, with Donald Trump is that he has pulled back the curtain on just how racist this country is. Previous presidents, certainly all the presidents in my lifetime, and I think you can go all the way back pretty much to Eisenhower with this. They talk the good game on the international stage. You could make a case that most of our presidents have been racist at some level, but when they talk on the international stage, they talk about freedom, they talk about healing, they talk about togetherness. They hold America up as this beacon. If you go around the world, there are, Africans, Black people around the world who think that America is the place where you can have your best shot, where you can have your most honest chance at success. Black Americans know that ain't true. Black Americans know what this country's about. Black Americans know what this country does to us and our children, the kind of racism and brutality that our people face. But American presidents never show that face to the world. Donald Trump shows that face. You cannot be a world citizen. You cannot watch the BBC and miss the fact that the American president is an idiot, is a bigot, and right now, currently, is threatening to turn the world's most lethal military against his own people. We know what the world thinks about people who gas their own people, right? That is the line that Donald Trump is getting very close to. And so I think that when you see what Trump is really about, and the fact that he still fundamentally has the support of a majority of white Americans, that makes us look, I think, very different on the world stage.
And on that particular point, I think that, again, this is the problem this country has. America did not want Malcolm X to go to the United Nations to confront racism. Then you had Avery Brundage, an absolute racist, who was just so offended at Tommie Smith and John Carlos, expelled them from the Olympic Games and sent them home because they dared to actually raise their fist and take off their shoes on that gold medal stand. And that has been part of the deal here. Mark Thiessen writes a column today in the Washington Post saying, it's smart for Trump to go to Tulsa in his outreach to blacks. And I responded on Twitter. I said, first of all, how in the hell are you having an outreach to blacks by giving a speech in Tulsa on tomorrow in an auditorium full of white folks? Donald Trump ain't talking to black people. Donald Trump is talking to white people.
Except for the ones he paid for on Craigslist. Trump is a ridiculous anathema. And just to go back to the Mary Elizabeth Taylor woman from your previous segment, one of the reasons why I respect what she did is that she's a young person. She's a young person, and young people have a lot to lose in this economy because we are about to hit a recession. Right, we are already in a recession. That's going to be the story kind of going forward. And one thing that we know during recessions is that black people get it worse. We're the first ones fired. We're the last ones rehired. All these corporations talking about making Juneteenth, contributions to people. I wish they would give some jobs to people. I wish they would commit to protecting African American jobs in this coming round of layoffs that we're going to see all across the country. But I tie that through to Donald Trump's speech because while he talks about black unemployment all the time as if he did something about that, those are Obama's accomplishments that he is. I don't want to say wearing blackface, but he's putting on Obama's accomplishments on his own skin. He never talks about any kind of economic protection from black people from the store.
But here's the deal, though. Black unemployment, it went down to its lowest, but what you will not hear him say is that it has gone up every month since October. Before coronavirus. They don't want to talk about that.
Never, right? So it's all interconnected. Trump does not have an agenda for the African American community. He never has. The Republicans don't have an agenda for the African American community. Republicans long ago stopped trying to persuade me to vote for them and started trying simply to suppress my vote, right? Like that is the game on that side of the aisle. And that's why just no matter what, whenever we talk about black liberation and black emancipation, whenever we talk about police violence and police brutality, to me, it all comes back. You have to vote. You have to vote in your local elections. I live in New York. New York has a primary on Tuesday. There are local candidates who care about these issues, and there are local candidates who don't. And you have to know the difference, and you have to vote like that. If people voted in local primaries and local elections like they vote in presidential elections, our entire daily lives would be different. And then if everybody voted in the presidential election, people like Trump could never win. And so we have to remember that, and everything we do has to be tied into some reminder that people need to go and vote and use this franchise that so many of our people fought and died for.
Elie Mystal with The Nation. We surely appreciate it, man. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much.
All right, folks, back to our Roland Martin Unfiltered video in just one moment. Ceek.com, folks. So we got their headsets. Mary Spio, she, of course, is the founder, the creator, designer of these headphones. The 360-degree 4D headphones. Amazing sound. Gamers love them. Of course, I love music, and so it's great to listen to this wonderful sound that really travels around your entire head. That's why I love them the most. Plus, they're black and gold, being an alpha, I'm just saying. If you want to get the headphones, all you got to do is go to Ceek.com, 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 and just simply use the promo code RMVIP2020. You see it right there. RMVIP2020 at Ceek.com.